Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you guys are new. In today's video, we are going to be kind of reviewing my most recent Shop My Stash and then introducing the next round or rotation of it. And I'm going to be doing it just a little bit differently, so I'll explain that in just a minute. But let's go ahead and talk about the products from my last rotation. So I wanted to start off with the Eyeshadow Palettes again. I think 3 palettes might be too many to have in my rotation. I'm going to continue 3 for the next one, but you'll see why in a minute. But after that, I feel like I'm going to go down to 2 palettes because I just didn't get to use them enough, because I'm only using them during the week, so that's 10 days potentially to use these 3, and it's just really not enough to use 3 palettes. So first off, let's talk about the ColourPop Making Mauves palette. I only used this palette 3 times in the last 2 weeks, and all 3 times that I used it, I actually noticed that by about lunchtime, I had glitter all over my face, and so I feel like, I don't know what's going on. Like, is it already drying out? I don't know. I really love this palette, so I really don't want the formula to be changing or anything. And I did use the NYX glitter glue. It seemed better when I used it, but I still did get glitter all over my face. So I don't really know what's going on with that, but I like the looks that I came up with this. They typically all look kind of similar because it is pretty monochromatic, but I do still like this palette a lot. Next up is the Persona Identity palette. This is the Identity 1. It is their neutral palette. This is, I don't know if it's my favorite neutral palette because I have this and then Natasha Denona Glam. That one's more cool tone though. This is like my favorite, just like basic neutral palette. I think that it's really pretty. I did a few looks. I also used it 3 times, but I really like this shade here, especially for the fall. And I actually reached into the golds more than I usually do. So again, I really like this palette also. There's not too much to say about it. It's a pretty like good staple palette. You're not gonna get anything too crazy out of it. It's a good palette, and I'm glad I had it in the rotation. The last palette is the one I have swatched on my hand here. It is the Lime Crime Venus 3. I have it swatched on my hand because I don't know how I feel about it. You guys, I only reached for this palette once. I know that that doesn't add up to 10. It's because I got a new palette and I was using it a little bit. So I only reached for this once, and I started to think about it, thinking like, should I give this to someone else who might be able to use it more? I just feel like this is such a pretty palette. I really think it is. It's so cute. I like the color story, but it's a very subtle palette, which isn't always what I'm going for. I don't know if you guys can tell, but honestly, almost every shade is more like satiny, and then you have a couple kind of like topper shades here. But I think it just might just not be what I'm used to, so maybe I needed to give it another shot. I don't know. It's so cute. Like, I really like it, but I just think maybe it's not bright enough or shimmery enough, or, you know, like it's a good palette. So as far as the rest of the products go that I had in the rotation, and we'll start off with the one I was the most surprised by, and it was the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Glow Liquid Bronzer. I have it in the shade Faux Tan. So in the past, I didn't know how I felt about this because it seemed so warm tone on my skin, but I did get to use it a few times in the last 2 weeks. I shook it really, really well, and then I have a little metal palette that I put it on and then used a brush from there before putting it on my face. It looked so pretty. It did not look too warm on my skin. It seemed like pretty neutral actually, and it really did just look like I had a tan. Yeah, I'm kind of like kicking myself that I haven't been using this enough, so I'm really excited to get some more use out of this because it's just a really, really good liquid bronzer. Another product that I just learned to appreciate even more also was this lovely cookie blusher from Etude House. This is in the shade Ginger Honey Cookie. It's just like a pretty basic blush, but it's just really nice for every day. It has this cute little puff in it. I broke the packaging right after I got it, but it's got this nice little puff, and then the packaging is just really cute and it sits in there. But it's a really neutral pink shade and it's just really cute. Also, my fingers are stained from swatching, so ignore that. But yeah, I really enjoyed using this blush in the rotation. 2 products that I wasn't super excited to use. It's kind of disappointing because these have so much hype, but it's these 2 products from Nabla. I have the bronzer and the highlight. I think the highlight honestly might be a little bit just too dark for my skin. I have it in the shade Privilege, and it's not like it's like a deep highlight, but it is just kind of like gold, and I don't know, sometimes I think it might just be too deep on my skin. I actually don't have any highlight on today, so I'll put it on so you guys can see. I don't know if it's gonna show up the same because I have the lights and everything, but I really feel like it's just a little bit too deep. Like, you see how it's kind of yellow here? I can see it more so like, you know, natural light in a mirror and stuff, but I don't know that I like it on me. I really wish that I did, you guys. I love the packaging of these products. It's actually truthfully like the main reason that I bought them. because I had some points to use at Ulta, and so I had like a lot that I could use at the end of last year, and so I kind of splurged, treated myself to both of these, and I was just obsessed with the packaging, honestly. I got these and then the Nabla Miami Lights glitter palette, and I'm just like, I love this company's packaging. They do plastic packaging the correct way. It looks so good, but I can't keep a product for packaging alone. So I'm not gonna declutter these quite yet, but I'm thinking about it because this bronzer is kind of red tone. It's growing on me. I like it more than I used to, and I have used a good bit of it. Like, I've kind of worn down the name here, but it's just not my favorite ever, really. I do like it more than the highlight, but it is kind of red tone, like I said, and sometimes it's just not really what I'm going for. My fingers are so stained, but it just sometimes, I don't know, looks a little bit weird on my skin, and I typically prefer more neutral or cool tone bronzers, so I don't know. I didn't love having these in. I felt like I kind of was making myself use them, which I don't really want to feel like with my makeup. I don't know why, but I feel like my voice is like scratchy, so sorry if you guys can hear that. I did get a new lip product during this rotation, and I've been using it quite a bit. I really like it. This is the Bite Beauty Lip Crown in the shade Glacé, and it's like a kind of deep berry sort of color on me, and I really like it. It's nice for fall, and I'm excited to use this. I think those were all of the products that I really wanted to highlight from the last rotation. I don't really want to go through everything, but those are the ones that kind of stood out for either good or bad that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So let's just go ahead and talk about the next rotation for the next 2 weeks. So I did pick up a new palette last weekend, I think, and it is this one from Huda Beauty. This is her new nude palette. Not a new palette, but brand new to me. And I'm just in love with this palette. I think it's so pretty, and I'm really excited to use it. And I kind of had the idea, why don't I make the next rotation the Huda rotation? So these are the 3 palettes that I have from Huda Beauty, of course the one I just mentioned. I also have the Huda Nude Light palette. This is a big love of mine. You can tell I've already hit pan in 3 shades. I love this palette. I think that it's just so pretty. It's like my perfect neutral palette. My least used shade's probably this purple here, but I honestly just think this palette goes so well together. And then the first one I ever got from Huda is the Huda Mercury Retrograde palette. And yeah, I want to use more of this palette too. I really like it all year round, and I've just been like wanting to reach for it. I'm honestly kind of excited to reach more into the golds because I haven't really reached a lot into those the last, well, I guess 2 years that I've had it, but I do have some pretty big dips in the pans of this palette, so I want to get some more use out of it. I'm also not sure yet if I'm going to do my rotation for 2 or 3 weeks. I'm honestly kind of thinking 3 because 3 palettes feels like too much for 2 weeks. So I'm kind of thinking about 3 weeks. Also, all of these palettes are quite pink. They lean very, very pink. So in the event that I don't want to wear pink, I might reach into this one from Natasha Denona. This is her Ayanna palette, and it's kind of like a mini palette. It's only got 5 shades, so I feel better about pulling this one in than like the Glam palette, for instance, because that one has so many shades. So I do think I might pair this with the Huda palettes, but I'm mostly going to be focusing on the Huda palettes. So yeah, let's just do that. Let's do a 3-week rotation with all of these. And on top of that, I'm also not going to go through the drawers and like pick something from every single category. I'm just going to pick a handful of things total to focus on, and then other than that, I'll just pick whatever I feel like using that day. The first thing I want to focus on is this primer from ColourPop. This is the Pretty Fresh primer. I'm almost out of it, so I just want to kind of try and use it up if I can in the next 3 weeks. I feel like that's not going to be that difficult to do, but I do want to focus on that one. I also decided to pick up another one of my favorite lipstick. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this or not, but I ended up picking it up from Walmart. This is the All May Worry Less lipstick, and it is my favorite lipstick ever. It's like my perfect nude, and I completely used it up. I looked and searched. I even did a whole video of finding the NYX lipstick that looked really similar to it, but I don't reach for it, truthfully. Like the formula is a lot different. It doesn't really stay on my lips. It ends up like out of my lips. Even if I use lip liner or anything like that, it doesn't really help. Maybe it's just too creamy, I guess. And the formula is just really different. The reason I didn't want to repurchase this is because All May is not cruelty-free, and I do try to purchase cruelty-free products for my collection, but I did decide to pick up one more tube of this lipstick. The last one lasted me for about 2 years, so I'm hoping this one will last me that long. Yeah, so I am going to focus on this one because it's been a while since I've had a new one of these, and I was trying to use this one a little bit more sparingly towards the end there because I wasn't sure if I wanted to repurchase it, but I did decide to buy another tube. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it quite yet, to be honest with you, because I do want to purchase cruelty-free makeup, but I know that almost all of my products are cruelty-free, so I do feel a little bit better about that, but yeah. Bottom line, I did pick up another one and I'm going to focus on it this next rotation. I think it'll pair really well with all of like the pink tones and all the palettes too. I'm going to be focusing on a gloss. This one is the one from Fenty Beauty. It's what I'm wearing right now. It's in the shade Baby Brute. I'm almost done with this. When I look in the tube, it is pretty empty and there's not a lot of product that comes out on the doe foot. So I'm probably going to take the stopper out soon and see how much I can use this, to be honest. It's not my favorite gloss. I actually really like the Kaja mini gloss duo set that I got better than that one, so I kind of want to try and use that one up and just focus on those. I'm also going to put this one in. I don't know how much I'll use it because I don't know if I want to wear like the cool tone gloss with the pink looks, but I'm going to have another option in there that's pretty different, and this is the NYX This Is Milky Gloss in the shade Cookies and Milk. And this one is really new to my collection too. I just got it about a week ago, and it's a really cool toned lip gloss. But other than that, I think I'm just going to pull from my collection each day kind of whatever I feel like using and see how that goes, just to kind of give myself a break from feeling like I have to use just a few products. And since this rotation is going to be for 3 weeks, I just want to kind of have options so I don't get bored of using all of the same makeup, so that I can just focus on, like I said, mostly the Huda palettes, but then I might use a little bit of this one just for those like neutral brown shades, since these are all really pink. But alright guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Hope that you enjoyed watching. Let me know down below what you think I should do in the next rotation. I'm kind of thinking of doing like 1 week with no eyeshadow, because eyeshadow is my favorite part, but sometimes I just really like a no eyeshadow look with maybe like a bold lip or a liner, but no eyeshadow. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking about that. Let me know what you think, if I should do that or not, because I'm kind of thinking about doing that after this rotation. But it'd probably just be for 1 week, because I feel like if I did that for 2 weeks, I'd actually probably be a little bit sad because I do really like eyeshadow and I like to wear it every day for the most part. So I don't have any on today. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.